Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Michael Condrey is co-studio founder of Sledgehammer Games with Glenn Schofield, who is a really awesome artist, by the way. That's a tangent, let's not start that, it's the first 10 seconds of the video, Milo. Anyhow, Condrey's just tweeted out saying, 20 hours to go, reveal wrapped. Who wants to see behind this door? Image on the screen just there, because I can hardly contain myself. Hashtag CoD WW2. And pretty much straight away, everybody on Twitter jumped onto the fact that in the image, Michael is wearing this... What is he doing in this shirt? Just Jesus Christ. Okay, that's not what they noticed. They noticed in the background that there's an image for CoD WW2, the worldwide reveal, coming very soon, tomorrow in fact, check it out on my channel, but there's a line on there that isn't just a continuous line, it's broken up into little chunks, and those chunks are Morse code. So, people instantly translated. My translation at the beginning was pretty poor, but thanks to people who have much better eyesight than I do, Fruckbat being one of them, who I mentioned in my video the other day, and a chap called Kieran, it's been translated fully now, and it's not just my garbled original translation, to mean the following. Waterloo x Stamford x York. And so I thought I would not only let you guys know that this is pretty cool, they've got some Morse code in their promotional graphic, awesome, please give us more of this, holy guacamole, I want a viral campaign so badly but it's not going to happen, I want all of those things to come through, but they're not going to happen, but I can pray for them, I can pray. So that's something that's cool on its own, the fact that they've actually done it, but also I figured I'd spend just 30 seconds to a minute talking a little bit about what Waterloo, York, and Stamford have to do with anything. I figured that might be a cool idea. One find, which I think is probably the kind of key relevant piece of information here, so this is the first thing to sort of get us started, comes from Stephen, aka Nefpets1999 on Twitter, who says that those three place names, Stamford, York, and Waterloo, are actually roads that are connected to the BFI IMAX, that's the building where the reveal is being hosted in London on the 26th. So those roads have been named after the places and they all lead to Rome, as it were, with Rome in this case as the reveal of CoD WW2. So that's the kind of actual reason why they're bothering to put these on the promotional art, but there's other things that are associated with those three places from the war, so let's talk a little bit about those now. York was bombed really heavily during the war, as were a lot of places in the UK, but York was definitely one of them, and the worst was in April 1942. What happened is, supposedly, Hitler was enraged by the RAF, that's the Royal Air Force, their efforts to essentially take out German planes, the Luftwaffe, etc., being destroyed by the British forces. And so he took a Baedeker guidebook, okay, for the UK, and ordered that every historic place in England marked with 3 stars, so that's like showing how much sort of cool old historic stuff would have been there, get bombed in retaliation. So there goes a load of the UK's history, etc., in those bombings, and that very much includes the city of York. Waterloo is something that you might kind of associate with the Battle of Waterloo from 1815. That's not what's being referred to here, I'm assuming at least. One thing that I didn't know before making this video, and have just googled and found out, is that Operation Waterloo was actually a thing during the war. It was a British and Canadian exercise in Kent. So Kent is basically south of London in the UK, and there would have been various training exercises and things there, and other sort of secret operations going on during the war, carried out by the British military, and one of those, combined with the Canadian military in fact, was Operation Waterloo. That was in the summer of 1941. And finally, Stamford. Stamford, not Stanford, Stamford. This is a place that actually ended up having people evacuated to. So during World War II, what happened is because of the relentless German bombing, a lot of young people, and also plenty of others as well, but the focus really, I think, was on children, got evacuated away from their homes in major cities like London and had to essentially flee to live with entirely new families elsewhere in more rural parts of the country so they would be less likely to be bombed. It was really quite a difficult thing because you'd have perfectly happy families before the war, and then the war began And because of the bombing, the parents would have to stay where they were, and the kids would be the ones that would have to leave. So one of the locations where they left to was Stamford, amongst lots of other places. This is just one account. One thing that I thought was really interesting is there's a historical account, which I'll link in the description down below, of one such person that was, I guess, displaced and had to evacuate to Stamford, and they said that Stamford had some large empty houses, and they'd have lessons in the various buildings in the mornings. In the afternoon, they'd have lessons in the local secondary school, and those pupils would have theirs in the large houses, so they would swap around. One of the things that I thought was probably the most chilling about all of this is that they list the school rules, and the very first rule is never forget your gas mask. Like, this was the real deal. And it ended up being that during World War II, the UK wasn't really ever kind of overrun with the gas attacks that they were very, very worried about, and that's why never forget your gas mask is right at the top of the list. But I guess it just kind of goes to show that World War II was really quite a horrific time, and that's not even the half of it. There was so much more absolutely terrible stuff than that. So I figured I would give you some interesting facts about the Second World War through the lens of these three place names that Michael Condrey has given us, through the lens of this World War II promotional picture, Call of Duty World War II, that is. Fingers crossed you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully they do more teasers like this with Morse code, etc. I would love that very much. If you've enjoyed the format as well, then let me know, because I'm happy to do more sorts of videos like this, if you'd be interested, and I could sort of produce them a bit better and stuff as well. This was just like a one-off, random, oh, I figured I'd do some facts sort of thing for this video. So yeah, if you've enjoyed, leave one of those likes, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.